And then lastly, if something doesn't work, assume that you were in the wrong and then aim to prove yourself right rather than the other way around. If you tackle every problem in the game through the lens of, well, they were wrong and I was right, it's very difficult to go backwards on your word and prove that you were wrong. It's a lot easier to assume that you were in the wrong, maybe you made an error, and then prove to yourself in the post-game that, okay, maybe I was right? Because that way your ego is not going to kind of get in the way. And these are ways that you guys can all, again, watching this video can expand your worldview and your league lens. So how can this video...
What, like, yo, so this is meant to be like an educational, like how can this video help with Tilt? Bro, what did we show in this video? We like...
actually help with Tilt, right? So this is why you can actually play 2 games at the same rank. One of these games can feel very, very, very easy, and the other one can feel very hard. Even
you social blade mog him, real shit.
Very similar champions is because maybe the certain players that you versed, right, allows you to maybe leverage your skill set. Maybe in that, we'll use that Garen example. Maybe if this Garen versed a very weak laner, or maybe he versed a very low engaged team comp, he can get away with playing that way. But in another game, he versus a laner that doesn't allow him to snowball, and he has to really understand how to group, and he has to be a secondary win condition, and he doesn't know how to win that game, so he just loses. So one game will always feel very difficult.
But like, he's just assuming this. Like, I have grouped a lot in the past, especially last season when there's a fucking Otacon in the game, right? When there's an Otacon in the game, you kind of have to group. Like, I was grouping a lot last season. I still hit the same rank as I did every other season, which is like GM, but it was still, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like
it's punishing his strengths and weaknesses. And another game will feel very easy because it's leveraging his strengths and weaknesses. So this is why, again, your rank is determined.
He's just upset that I'm like not grouping when my whole setup on my champ is to split push and like not pinging Shen R, like not pinging my teammates back from a Shen R and then getting caught one time, and then the second time I got caught was getting 3-manned by their whole team, and then saying FF because my ADC died mid, so we can't even go fucking Baron off that.
Not how you play in necessarily just the one game. It's determined from how you face a wide set of challenges over many, many, many games. This is also why one player can look like the best in one game in garbage. In another game, there's Nathan, who I do the podcast with, famously in our server. People either think he's Faker, one of the best junglers in the world.
No one's ever said that about Nathan Mott in his life.
Think he's one of the worst players in the world because...
No one's ever called Nathan Mott Faker in their life, by the way. He's just fucking yapping. Nathan Mott might be like... Actually, I will not finish that sentence. He's really good at Rek'Sai, bro. He's really good at Rek'Sai.
Very unique way of viewing the game. And so he can either feel like the most oppressive jungler to verse, or in that particular game, he wasn't able to leverage those skills and he will completely shit the bed. So again, he's very, very, very good in certain circumstances.
So why didn't we do a review on Nathan Mott? Why didn't we do an in-depth analysis on Nathan Mott here? Because that would be like a little bit more like fair, because that's like your friend and stuff. Maybe like you could flame your friend. It would be like less of like an attack on some random solo queue guy who didn't carry your game like you wanted him to.
Because he can look like an absolute minion. And this goes for everyone. Everyone has a very unique kind of way of viewing the game, and some games will just expose those, and other games will you won't get punished for those mistakes. And this is also why repetitions and a wide sample size of data is required to make definitive conclusions about anything and anyone, right? A lot of people are in a rush to make split-second judgments. This player is trolling. This player is worse. I'm so much better than this guy, or I should be in this rank or not be in this rank, or this thing is OP or not OP. We don't know until we see someone perform or see something perform in a wide variety of games, right? But for example, if I want to know my relative level of play into one of my friends, well, I would have to play versus them and with them for something between 5 to 10 games and see how they perform in a wide variety of scenarios to be able to definitively draw that conclusion, because I can't just cherry pick how they do well in this one game. Their stars might have aligned. It might have just perfectly aligned with their strengths and weaknesses, or there might have been scenarios that just align with things that they're familiar with, right? So it's not about how you perform in one game. It's about how you perform over the majority of games. And it is interesting because players with insecurity and ego problems, they tend to anchor on the games that they do well that perfectly align with their strengths and conveniently look over or forget the games that they play poorly in, which is just something that I find fascinating. Look, so the key takeaways from this video. Don't be so
The key takeaways from this video: I fucking hate this freaking Garen guy. He griefed my fucking game, and now I have to make it